we entered types of what is it called? We entered types of libraries. This is I think this is our last, sorry, not last. This is the third class we'll be holding on this course. We've done two already. This is the third one. And we started types of library in the last class where we talk about academic libraries and research libraries. And we say research libraries are also called special libraries. Today, we'll go on talking about other types of library that we have. It is not only special or research libraries and academic libraries that we have. We still have more. It was because of time that we had to stop on those two in the last class. Now, this class will start with school libraries. You will likely be confusing academic libraries with school libraries, but you'll see the difference when we are done with. You know what academic libraries are already. The library that serves the primary need of its institution, the needs of the staff and students of the institution it belongs to. That one is libraries that has to do with universities, college of education, polytechnic, and the rest. Now, we want to talk about another type of library, which is school libraries. School libraries are libraries that are established in schools. They are attached to primary and secondary schools. School libraries' main objective is to serve the educational needs of pupils and students and teachers. Now, the difference between school libraries and academic libraries is that academic libraries belongs to institutions. And when we say institutions, we are talking of universities, polytechnic, colleges of education. While school libraries belong to primary and secondary schools. That is a line of difference between the two of them, because sometimes you kind of confuse school libraries with academic libraries. The difference is that one belongs to institutions, the other belongs to primary and secondary schools. Among other resources, school libraries particularly have fictions, visual materials, study kits, and real life. Functions of school libraries. So before we go to functions, what they are just trying to tell you is that, like when you go to academic libraries, you will see some very concentrated materials. But in the school libraries, you see some funny things like novels, fictions, visual materials, and the rest of them that shows that this is for children or for, the lower level. So what does school libraries offer the pupils, students, and teachers? What are the functions of school libraries? Now, I want someone to read the functions to us one by one, and you will explain. Let me see who is in the class already. Fatia, are you available, or is there noise where you are? Fatia, will you do that for us?
Sir, there's noise in where I am. Maybe when I leave there, sir.
Don't worry, mute yourself. Queen Bright, are you available? Why is it ladies I'm calling today? I hope you guys have not bribed me, Sha.
Yes, I'm available.
All right, so please take it and explain to us. We have just, I think, 8 or how many of them? 7. Okay. So here they are. Can take it.
Okay, is it the functions?
The functions, yes. These are the functions of school libraries. So you read and
Okay.
give us just more explanations on them.
Okay. Number 1, collect relevant information, resources that will enhance the performance of the teachers as well as an objective of the school education. Okay, this alone, they are trying to emphasize on books which will help the student or the teacher. Before a teacher have to teach a student, the teacher have to go through their notes so that it will be easy for them to be able to teach the student their understanding. And if they use a particular, let's say they use one example, and it's not all students that are fast in learning. So If the teacher is ready and he or she uses or go through a note, go through the whatsoever is taking the children, they might be able to use different method or different example for the children to understand. Then number two, develop and create in pupils good reading habits. Number two, they say you should develop and create in pupils good habits. You should be an example. Like you should be an example, a very good example for the students to follow you. You should be able to develop and create the habit of reading, whereby you think to yourself, when you master this thing, nobody will teach you how to be doing it. It will be part and parcel of you. So number three. So I don't know if I'm
You
actually
are making
making
sense. Yes, continue. All right.
okay. Thank you, sir. Then number three, help people to improve their vocabulary. Yes, that's true. It's not every student that are very good in English or whatsoever they speak. So in case they come like they speak and you hear them and you like this English you're speaking or whatsoever you're speaking is not correct. This is how you should do it and this and help them to get textbook that will increase their vocabularies. Then number four, support academy or schoolwork in whatsoever or wheresoever you find yourself. It might be in school, it might not be in school. You should be able to support whatsoever. It might not be your organization or your business, but the way you take care of people's things is the way you surely take care of your thing. So whatsoever you are doing, you should do it very well so that people will benefit from you, and at the end of the day, you yourself you benefit by doing the same thing because everybody is learning. You only you the day you only okay the day you stop learning is only when they used to say how they used to put it. They said the day you stop learning is the day is the day is
You
the day
start dying. You
you
start dying.
die
All
or
right.
something.
Don't worry.
So okay. Thank you, sir. Then number five, it says help teachers and pupils to be current and up to date with daily information sources. Okay, this one will take us back to the libraries. The libraries is a place. Okay, we all know what library is, but you got to be this kind of person that is like updated. So you need to be updated in whatever. You can be in library, in your phone, you can get information anywhere, anything trending, you should know about it. So this alone, teachers like anybody on that teacher or whatever, teachers should people should help teachers or teachers should help themselves so that they'll be able to help the students in updates. Then number six, serve as a source of subjects. Okay, it serves as a source of subject information center for both teachers and people. um Information for both. Okay, this one alone. Mm, Mr. Samuel, please help me number six. Then number seven is
That
help
is
to
all.
train pupils in the use of reference
All
materials.
right. Thank you so much. You've done well. Let's just summarize the whole thing. The main idea is that school libraries from point one. Okay, let me take some points. Point one, you've done well on that one. Um, it helps to develop and create in pupils good reading habits. So the main focus of the school library, or not the main focus, but one of the things it will achieve in the school is that there's students and pupils for primary school and students for secondary school. It will help them to have this habit. Okay, today a student visits the library, spent 1 hour there. Tomorrow, spent another hour. Before you know, reading becomes part of the student. So the reading habit, the culture for reading is created in the library, in school libraries. So the more they visit the library, they may be visiting it for fun at the beginning, just to go and read stories. Our library is full of stories. You see, I read one story yesterday, was very interesting. And there are plenty storybooks there. That is why they say in their own libraries, you have fictions, fictions are stories that are made up, not really real. It may not be real world stories, maybe all these, they are cartoons and the rest of them. So when they are visiting based on interest, the reading culture is created in them. Then he said you support academic work or school work. Sure, when the school, for instance, like you mentioned about teachers trying to form their maybe their lesson note or whatever lesson plan, you get resources from the library. that helps you in doing that. Now, it helps teachers and pupils to be current and up to date. If you explain that well, that is true. And it serves as a source of subject information center for both teachers and pupils. That is very clear and straightforward. And it also helps to train pupils in the use of reference materials. Now, what this is talking about is that we have some reference materials in the library. So, like secondary school students now, when they visit the library and probably you are reading a book on, uh, let's say you are reading a chemistry book, and there is a mention at the end of the chapter or something, they mention another book there, which is a reference. They reference another book there, another title there. You will look for that title in that library because you want to know what happened in that one too. That is how they learn about reference materials. So that is all on school libraries. Don't forget that the difference between school libraries and academic libraries is that the school library is meant for primary and secondary, while the academic library is for institutions like university, polytechnic, and uh, colleges of education. Now, we have done justice to school libraries. Let's go to public libraries. What are public libraries? Now, public library is a library that is open to everybody. This one is not a library that deals with only primary or secondary school or only university students or only for people that are doing research. This is an open library. Okay, like school libraries now, they are funded by the school itself. Maybe there is a part of the school fees that they will put library fee or something. Even for academic libraries too, you see, even you as a student of now, you check your semester fee every semester, you see library something there. That is how they fund the library for institutions, for academic and school libraries. But this one is taxes that you pay. You know, they're saying new tax law, new corner. You'll be wondering, what are they using the tax to do? Part of it is creating public libraries. Now, let's read more on it. Its source of funding is public taxes and operated by civil servants. There are 5 fundamental characteristics shared by public libraries. The first is that they are generally supported by taxes, whether local, federal, or state government. They all contribute. Now, that is the main thing you should know. Not only the main thing, but one of the most important things you should bear in mind under public library. So when you are asking the exam that which of the following library is supported by public taxes, you should know that they're talking of public libraries. There's a question like that. That's why I mentioned it intentionally. There's a question that goes that way. So the first thing you should know, we have 5 characteristics. One is that it's supported by taxes. Another one is that they are under a board to serve the public. That is the second thing. Apart from being supported by taxes, it's also shadowed with the responsibility of serving the public. They are open to all, and all community members can access their collections. As long as you're a member of the community, you can enter a public library in your community and access books that are there or resources that are available. Public libraries provide basic services without charge, which means if they are operating by standard rules, when you get there to do 1 or 2 things or get some materials, it should be for free, not that you'll be paying to access things there. It's a public library. It's taxes that fund them, not that they are meant to be collecting money so that they can be able to do 1 or 2 things for themselves. No, they are supported by taxes. Now, the presence of a public library in a community is an indication that the community is literate. This is a very powerful statement. But let me test you guys. I want someone to talk on that. When we say that the presence of the fact that you go to a community and you see a library in that community, for instance, let's say you've never been to your village before. So for the first time, you decide to visit your village during Christmas. And to your surprise, when you get to your village, you saw maybe so and so central library in your village. What will be the impression that will be created in your mind? Yes, it's a general question. Anybody can contribute to that. I want you guys to explain the meaning of the presence of a public library in a community is an indication that the community is literate. Yes? Yes, yes, yes. Nobody. What else is telling you that the community, there are educated people there. There are people who can read there. You understand? Because it will be, wow. So in a village like this, a library is there. A library will not just be there uselessly when there are no people to consult it. It will be there because people are consulting it. People are in need of it. They are asking for it. They are going there. They are visiting it. And for people to visit the library, it is people that are literate, people that know how to read, that will visit the library, not somebody that is selling pepper on the road who doesn't even know what a library is. So that is the meaning of that statement. For you to even see a library in any community, it means the community is full of literate people. Now, the basic difference between a public library and other types of libraries is that the main aim of public library is to provide the information needs of the general public rather than provide the information needs of just a particular school, institution, or research population. This difference is very important. Put it in mind that the main difference between public libraries and other types of libraries that we've mentioned earlier is that for public library, its main aim is to provide the general needs, to provide for the information need of every member of the community, not some segment or some divisions or just some groups like in academic or research or school libraries. No, this one, anybody is free to enter, see, or as long as you are a member of the community. So it's an open one and free access is there for every member of the community. The organized reading clubs, storytelling, exhibition, etc. Users can borrow books and are given access to internet where available. So that is about public libraries. But that is just some notes about it. What are the functions of the public library? I've spoken enough on the public library, so I want someone to read the functions. Let's look for a man here. Somebody should take the
Battery is low. Please recharge in time.
let's take what's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Okay, who's here?
I'll do that,
Zoom
sir.
user, are you available? Zoom
So I'll do
user.
that.
Fecha, hold on. The person is not here. I want a guy to talk this time around. Rosemary. Okay, it's like Rosemary. Okay, you wait. Oh, it was Screen Bright that read the other one. Is Fecha available now?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, you talk, you speak up, your voice is somehow down. So, over to you, take it. Let's see.
Thank you, sir. Function and services of public library. One, they cater for social, educational, and nutritional needs of the community. And number two, they collect, preserve, and disseminate library resources suitable for different categories of people, such as children, adults, literacies, and illiteracies. Sir, please help me with the spelling also.
Okay. You
Number two,
explain, no, not just reading, no, you have to explain them.
sir, let me explain one by one then. Number three, they usually engage in the packaging of information using audio-visual materials and indigenous language to render information service to the illiterate. Then number three is simply saying that like any information they get from the library, they do the package like they I don't know how to put it down. To explain to those that doesn't understand it, like the illiterate ones. So please, am I there, sir?
You said?
Am I there, sir?
I'm not even getting you. Are you done reading?
No, sir, I'm in number 4, sir.
No, continue.
Okay, sir.
Okay, is there something you don't understand?
Yeah, yes, I'm explaining the number 3, sir.
Okay, all right, all right.
I said I usually engage in packaging of information using audio visuals and appear and business language to render information service to illiterate classes. Like the information they got from there, they do break it down to those that are illiterate, those that are unable to read it and understand it. And then number 4, they promote education and leisure reading. Number 4, they promote education and leisure reading. Like that number 4 is simply talking about when someone is less busy or we are not going to see, is available, you can go to the library anytime to read. Sir, please, am I there, sir?
Are
Hello,
you?
sir.
I don't understand what you're asking. Are you there? What did you mean?
No, I'm in number 5, number 5 now.
Is it not
They
visible on
promote,
your screen?
sir?
Are you not seeing the number 5 on your screen?
Yes, like the scrolling, name to screen it up a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Oh. It's showing well here. All right.
They promote the civic and cultural activities of their community. They create and strengthen reading habits in children from childhood. The essence of library is like they help the children to able to read very well from it. And number 7, they support both individual and self-conducted education as well as formal education at all levels. They provide adequate information that will improve the knowledge and opinion of the masses. I'm done, sir.
So, your voice is too low. I barely heard anything you were saying then. Well, let's see if there are important things to pick. From that point 3, it says that they repackage information to the illiterate class. For instance, if there is
Yes,
an
sir.
important information that is necessary for randomly every member of the community, the work of public library is to make sure they repackage, that means write it or sketch it in their indigenous language. If the library is located in the Igbo side, they have to write that information in the Igbo tongue. So people that are illiterate too can gain from the information. That is one of the work public library is saddled with. So they promote recreation and leisure reading. They promote the civic and cultural activities of the community. And they support both individual and self-conducted education as well as formal education at all levels. Just to know that they are concerned with everybody and anybody that is a member of the community. That is the main thing. And lastly, they provide adequate information that will improve the knowledge and opinion of the masses. They are always trying to see a better version of their community. So they will do all they can to make sure that the community gets better in the aspect of information access and dissemination. Now we'll go to, I think this will be the last type of library we'll talk about. That is the national libraries. So far, we've talked about academic libraries, the one that belongs to institutions like the university, colleges of education, and polytechnic. We've talked about the second type, which is research or special library. Is the same thing. Whether you call it research libraries or special libraries is the same thing. That one deals with specific aspect of research. It may be medical library, maybe agricultural library, maybe, maybe mathematics or anything, but they are concerned with they may combine two fields together. for the research or special library, it may be one field of academic or 2 fields, but they are restricted. Kind of, if you want medical resources now, if you go to a medical special library, you find anything you want to get under medicine in that library. If it's agriculture too, if you go to the agricultural library, so that is for special or research libraries. After that, we talked about school libraries, the one that is meant for primary and secondary school pupils and students. And we moved further from there to talk about public libraries, which is the one that is for the community, a public library for the community. Maybe in your area there is a library there that anybody can walk in, whether you are who or who. That is a public library. The last one we'll talk about, which is the 5th one, is now the national libraries. What are national libraries? They are specially established by the government of the nation to serve as the preeminent repository of information for that country. Unlike public libraries, national libraries rarely allow citizens to borrow books. Their collections usually consist of rare, valuable, or significant works. The major mandate of national libraries is to serve as the memory of the nation, being the nation's depository center. They are responsible for receiving all copyright publications within the country. I think from the name, you already know what we're talking about. It's the country's library. Let's just put it like that. The country's library that contains everything and anything that are vital information about that country. So it's not like public library that anybody can enter. No, you enter when you have access. And there must just be a reason why you want to go there. You can't just go there for nothing. It contains some important information about the country. That is, it serves as the memory of the country. So when you see a question asking about which library serves as the memory of the country, that is the National Library. Now, functions of national libraries: to act as the legal depository and bibliography or bibliographic center of the nation. So it will be national libraries record every year's event. Maybe this year or last year was the year a country gained her independence. The library will record it. Last year, we opened 10 refineries in the country. The library will record it. Every landmark and milestone that the country is covering day by day, year by year, month by month is being recorded. That's why they say it's like the memory of the country. That is what you find in that library. Another function is to give advice or library development or organization to any agency of the federal, state, or local government. They can give advice. It's just like saying this national library is the father of all the libraries, especially when it comes to general information of the country. So it can advise other parastatals like the local government, the state government, and even the federal government at large. Now, to have a responsibility for the national bibliography and development of bibliographic services, to have a responsibility for the national bibliographic and development of bibliographic services is all about records of events as they are unfolding or as they have unfolded. The National Library of Nigeria, with the headquarters at Abuja, plays a parental role to other libraries in Nigeria. That was what I mentioned earlier. That is like the godfather of other libraries. It issues the International Standard Book Number, the ISBN. You have been seeing this on books. You don't even know what it means. International Standard Book Number to publishers and authors of books. International Standard Book Number, ISBN. So, we've done justice to types of libraries, and I believe by now you know the difference between which library, between the libraries rather. So when you hear someone mention school libraries, you should know what the person is talking about. Or when somebody mentions national library, you should know what the person is talking about and the differences between all of them. Now let's take this assessment together in the short time we have. The basic types of libraries are A, academic libraries, children's libraries, public libraries, and national libraries. B, public libraries, adult libraries, children's libraries, and national libraries. C, agricultural libraries, academic libraries, organizational libraries, and public libraries. D, academic libraries, research or special libraries, school libraries, public libraries, and national libraries. Which one is the answer?
D.
D.
Thank you. Question 2.
Libraries,
One of these
school
is not
libraries,
a key
public libraries.
function of academic libraries. One of these is not a key function of academic libraries. 1, to act as a legal depository and bibliographic center of the nation. 2, provision of research information resources in line with the needs of the staff and students. C, provision of information materials as required for the academic programs of the parent institutions. D, provision of information resources for recreation and for personal self-development of users. Which of
A.
A is the answer? Yes, because that option A is for national libraries, not academic libraries. So please, this question is in the question bank. You may be lucky to see it this year in your own exam. In conclusion to this section of types of library, the use of library is pertinent to the individual, the society, and economic growth of the nation. The society is dynamic, and meeting the change requires constant research. What they're saying is that the society is always changing, and there are new knowledge every day. So you have to update your knowledge. Research can only be worthwhile when there is a repository of knowledge or information. What we are saying is that if you want to research into a new thing now or something that has happened before, it will only make sense and be interesting to you when there is a place where you can go and consult for things that have happened in the past. And that is work of libraries. You find those information there. You find some things that are like, some of them even have some materials that are related to museums and the rest of them that gives you insight into deep events that have happened in the past. In summary, to recap what you have learned in this unit. Okay, this is a video. This is a YouTube video. You can try it yourself and watch it to get the school explanation on this unit. So we are done with types of libraries. In the next class, our focus will be the next unit, which is library services. So don't miss it. Prepare your mind. Go and read ahead so that you'll be able to contribute in the class. Thanks for attending. Do you have any question on these types of libraries before we end the class? Any question on types of libraries?
No.
Yes, we are with you. I thought that person was about to ask a question. Is there any other person? Any question on that types of library? The academic libraries for institutions, the research library for special researches, the school libraries for primary and secondary school, the public library for a community, and the national library for the country. Any question? If we don't have questions, thank you all for attending. See you next week. For those that joined late, you will see the video on our YouTube short